From Inc.com, this is the Inc. Productivity Tip. Expert opinions, valuable insight, and helpful advice from today's top business coaches, thought leaders, and entrepreneurs. In the early days of a business, saying yes is how you grow. You take every client, every project, and every opportunity that comes through the door. It builds momentum, revenue, and confidence. Saying yes feels like the job, but what gets you started is not what scales you. At a certain point, saying yes to everything becomes the thing holding you back. It stretches your team, dilutes your focus, and quietly erodes your margins. You stay busy, but stop moving forward. The most successful business owners are not the ones who say yes the most. Instead, they are the ones who have learned to say no with intention. So first, understand that every yes has a cost. When you say yes to something, you are saying no to something else. Now, that is not a mindset shift, it is math. The new client who pays well but requires constant hand-holding pulls your best people away from the clients who are a pleasure to serve. The project outside your core offering wins the proposal but strains your delivery team for 3 months. Start evaluating opportunities not just by what they add, but by what they cost. Revenue is one line, attention, time, and team capacity are others. Second, define your ideal work. Clarity is what makes saying no easier. When you know exactly what you are building toward, misfit opportunities become obvious. Ask yourself which types of clients, projects, or services are most profitable and most aligned with what your team does well. Ask which work energizes the people doing it rather than wearing them down. When you can describe your ideal engagement in specific terms, you stop evaluating every new opportunity from scratch. You already know whether it fits. Third, build a simple filter. You do not need a complicated framework. A short checklist works great. Something like, does this meet your margin targets? Does it align with your core offering? Can you deliver it without pulling people off higher priority work? If something fails the filter, it is a no, and you do not have to agonize over it. The goal is to take the decision out of the moment. Opportunities tend to arrive with enthusiasm and urgency. A filter lets you evaluate them on your terms. Fourth, say no without burning bridges. Now, saying no does not have to mean losing the relationship. You can decline respectfully, refer them to someone better suited for what they need, or simply explain that you are focused on specific types of work right now. Most people respect directness more than they let on. In practice, clarity often builds more trust than accommodation does. The business that knows exactly what it does and does not do is easier to refer, easier to work with, and easier to buy from again. Growth is not about doing more. It is about doing the right things more consistently. Every intentional no protects the time, focus, and team capacity you need to do your best work. That is the real constraint most businesses are managing, even when they think the problem is opportunity. That's all for now. This tip was written by David Finkel, co-author of Scale: 7 Proven Principles to Grow Your Business and Get Your Life Back. For more expert opinions from today's top business coaches and thought leaders, go to inc.com/lead. Enjoy your weekend and be sure to come back next week for another helpful tip from Inc.